What's happening, everybody? The Natural back with another Brawl Stars video. Today we're going to be going over some tips on how to play Bounty like a boss. Alright, tip number 1. Let's go ahead and start with choose your brawler according to the map. It doesn't have to be like very specific, but just try to coordinate like what brawler you're going to pick according to the type of map you're going to play. I will show a document of my brawler picks for every single map for bounty at the end of the video. So if you want to go ahead and look at that, you can go right ahead or just wait for the rest of the video. But that will be tip number 1 for you guys. Choose your brawler according to the map. Alright, tip number 2, defense over offense. A lot of times you see scores of like really high scores, and that's good. I'm not saying it's bad. But the thing is, when you get to the high trophy count players, most of the games are a lot lower than, say, lower trophy count players. That's because those guys up there in the high trophy range, they prioritize defense over offense. And basically what this means is they would rather retreat and save their lives with a bounty of 5 over their heads rather than go out, rush, and try to take down a bounty 3 player. So make sure to play it smart, do defense over offense, just make sure you get enough bounty stars to get that win, and that will be tip number 2. Tip number 3, it's not really a tip, but just a note. Bounty is a lot less of a team game than almost any other game mode in Brawl Stars, excluding Solo Showdown, since you do not have a team in Solo Showdown. And that is just a side note for you guys. It's more like it's you versus the other team, except you have a team to add on to your score. It's more like that. Like your team's performance is going to depend less on the whole team's performance, is going to be more dependent on each individual player's skill. So that would be another reason to have a team with you, because a team, if you know that players are skilled, then you can win more games in bounty. All right, tip number 4: you should pay attention to the bounties of you and other players. For example, if you have a bounty with let's say you have a Brock with a bounty of 7 over his head, and your team is down by, say, 5 stars. It's maybe you've got 10 seconds left. The other 2 opponents have 2 bounty only. So instead of going for those brawlers with 2 bounty, go for the one that has 7. You pick them off, you win the game by 2 stars because you chose to go after that Brock with 7 bounty over his head, and that helped you guys win the game. So look at your bounty, look at the other players' bounty, and plan accordingly. Alright, we're going to go ahead and talk about some good brawlers to play for bounty. I'm not going to go into detail about every single brawler for every single map, but we're just going to talk about good brawlers in general. Alright, so we have Brock, Piper, Leon, Dynamite, Jesse, and Penny. So let's start off with Brock. Brock has extremely long range. His super does insane damage and it takes down obstacles, which is great for specific maps, kind of like the one I'm playing right now. If you're a team of full of sharpshooters, taking down all those obstacles will make it easier for you guys to hit your shots. And okay, we're gonna go into Piper. I think we all know Piper is amazing in bounty. Her damage is awesome at a long range, and she is really hard to kill because you kind of want to, like, you're either going to try to stay out of range of her shot or try to rush her and take her by surprise. But if you're facing a good Piper player, you are going to have a hard time getting close to her unless you're a Leon or something. And speaking of Leon, he's also going to be a great brawler for bounty because his invisibility is very clutch. For example, you have a player with 7 bounty hiding in the bushes, and you guys have 10 seconds left. This is kind of like the situation we had earlier, your Leon goes invisible, takes out that 7 bounty player, and you guys win the game. So Leon is a great brawler. He's got good damage per second, and he is a solid brawler in general. Dynamite is also a great general brawler because his damage is awesome, and he is also a lobber, just like Barley. Barley is also another great brawler to play because they are lobbers and walls. For example, like in this, whoa, what just happened there? Alright, we're good. So in this map I'm playing right now, lobbers are great because, as you can see, there are so many trees around, and you can use those trees to your advantage over non-lobbers. So Barley and Dynamite make the great brawler list. Alright, Jesse and Penny are our last ones for the good in general brawlers for bounty because one of their one because of their turrets, and two, their main attacks are both good. Jesse's shot bounces up from 2 up to 3 players, which is great. If everybody is in a tight area, you can just hit one player and all the rest will take damage too if they are in range. And Penny, her mortar is arguably one of the better supers in the game because it has awesome range. It's hard to deal with, and it does good damage as well. Her main attack isn't the best, but it still can do some work. It's got long range, and if somebody is behind the person you initially hit, it's going to do some damage as well. Alright, that about wraps it up for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you learned something new. Hope you can go out there and make your bounty gameplay a lot more spicy. This is it for today, and I will see you guys next time. Natural out.